Hey everybody, this is Barry Jones, and this is my wife Angie.
Hi.
And we are in the middle of a series on vacations. And because people come to us and they ask us a lot of questions about the vacations that we go on. Just so you know, they involve camping and some other things. And
Primarily camping.
Primarily camping, yeah, I don't even know why I said that. And I kind of talk about what our situation is in the previous video. So you may want to start with that one. But what I want to talk about this time is how to make it less stressful before, during, and after.
Because vacations can be stressful anyway.
Yes.
For sure.
And I need to address a certain part of the population, and that is dads.
Uh-oh.
I am absolutely amazed at how easily and how often the dad can screw up a vacation.
Total damper.
Total wet blanket. And just, so my dad was the typical dad. And he was born in Alabama, and Troy, Alabama, a place you've never heard of. And we lived in Augusta, Georgia. And we would drive 6 of us in an Oldsmobile Cutlass. He was one of those that refused to stop. You know, you don't have to pee that bad. I'm like, what? Why? And so he would just try to get there as quick as he possibly could. We're all crammed into this car. The air conditioning is on recirc. And
There's 4 boys.
4 boys. Have you smelled a teenage boy? And I think it's because Georgia air was very important to him, and he needed to carry it with him all the way to Alabama. But it was just awful. And so I'm amazed, and I hear all of these stories about, we would travel and we would never stop and stop as little as possible. You're going to Iowa. It's not moving. Why can't you just stop and relax? So I need to talk to dads especially. You've got to relax. Sometimes it's the mom, but more often than not, it's the dad. He's thinking about work, he's thinking about all these other kinds of things, or he's thinking about how much it's going to cost. So yeah, dads, please you've got to relax, okay? Because your stress carries over to everyone else, and it's just never a good thing.
Sometimes it's not any of those things. It's just they're used to a destination point.
Yes.
This is the goal, is to get to this place, or to be at that spot at a certain time.
Right.
And with the kind of vacations we are proposing, the goal really isn't that. Isn't the destination. It's the entirety of it's the journey. It's
from the point that you leave the driveway to the point that you come back to the driveway.
Right.
So here's a few things to help again with the stress. So first of all, whoever is the stressor in your family, please relax. Please leave work at work and go on your vacation. The second part is you need to make sure that you're building a team dynamic and that you involve everyone in the planning, okay? Because what happens a lot of times is one person plans everything and then they have to drag everyone else along, okay? A lot of times it's the mom. The mom is doing all the planning. She has all these ideas. She's the one making arrangements. And then dad just kind of shuffles along, grumbling all the way. And so
it's not always that way.
It's not always that way.
It's not always the woman that does that, but there's normally one person who is the go-getter, spontaneous, let's have fun, let's make memories, and then the other person who's not.
I don't wanna. And you've got Eeyore coming in behind you. So when you get everyone involved in planning, it's just like with your kids. When you involve them in cooking the dish, they're more likely to eat it.
Right.
When you have your kids involved in the planning, they're going to be more interested, and they'll actually get to choose things that they may want to do.
Yes.
So the way that we do it, and I'll just tell you this real quick, as we travel across the country, the major cities, everyone gets, the cities are divided among the family members, and each person has to do research on that city. And then we put in all kinds of search terms. We look for festivals. We look for
amusement parks,
concerts.
There's an odd, there's a website called Weird Things in Your State or something like that. were things to do in your state, and we found some fun things that way too.
Yeah, and so the more you can do to look for things that are off the beaten path, the better. Okay.
Sure.
But you put everybody on that task. Okay. And then this helps with mom and dad especially too. Another thing you want to do is have a transition day. Okay. That is a day between vacation and work where basically you sit down and you just do whatever it is that you feel like you need to do with no pressure from anyone. And what you do is you tell your workplace that you are still on vacation, and you tell your family that you are going to work, because both of those things are true. If you're in a job with a ton of email, then you just catch up on some emails so that when you do go back to work, there's just not this mountain sitting there. You do whatever it is that's going to help you transition from vacation to work.
You definitely need a buffer.
Yes.
Because I often come back from vacation exhausted, but also a little depressed or something, because the whole motivation and stuff, the whole focus has been a lot of fun and this thing we were doing, and then we come back and it's back to the old routine. Plus I have to start cooking dinner all the time, and I've got all the laundry. So I think that happens on both. Just reality is harsh.
Yeah, reality sucks.
So
please
difficult.
try to escape it as often as you can. I almost said something else. So give yourself, and on our trips, I do a lot of driving. I may just sleep in late that day. So you do what you need to do to help transition. And just the existence of those 24 hours is going to help with that. But it also gives you some things to do. If you're an introvert, it gives you time alone. If whatever it is you need, that's what you do. Okay? And then lastly, it's this. Make sure that into the vacation, you put in some plan Bs. C's, D's, and E's. Because we mentioned in the last video that there's going to be epic successes and epic failures. And there's going to be times where you're going to have a plan, you're going to try to do it, and it's not going to work.
Weather.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a tropical storm up in New England that blocked something. We had to constantly come up with another set of plans. And of course, with COVID right now being an issue, we've had to come up with Plan Z. I feel like we've got plenty of plans.
So we'll talk about kind of a big target next week in the next video. But the big target, especially for my wife Angie, was to go see whales up in New England. And there was a tropical storm, so no whales. Period. It could not be done.
Well, the boats wouldn't go out. I mean, there were whales out there, but the boats weren't allowed
the whales
to
were
go
fine. Boats not so much. So, and that was really disheartening. And so, in fact, I think there's almost always been something that was just like, we had kind of planned on this, but that's not going to work.
Yeah.
So you've got to have a plan B, or at the very least, realize that plan A, it just may not.
Sometimes part of it is our expectations. We need to monitor our expectations and make sure that our expectations align with what is practical.
Right. And so here are some of the things you're going to be teaching your kids if you do these things. You're going to be teaching them teamwork. You're going to be teaching them responsibility. You're going to be showing them that their input is important. And then, of course, you're also going to teach them to, again, manage expectations, and that when things don't go the way that you would like them to just kind of take it on the chin and be okay with it.
Overcoming obstacles and being able to adapt. I think that's one of the things that, we try to model well, but we don't always model well. So, but they've learned, I think they've learned a lot from those kinds of situations, when it's time to compromise, when it's time to just let something go and move on.
Yeah. So, that's our part 2, how to have less stress before, during, and after. And we hope that it's helped out, guys, whether it's a camping vacation or any other. And so that's it for this week. Take care and God bless.
Bye.